Oh my gosh, it's Duggar time, guys. We are back. I am sorry. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since our weekly Duggar updates, and I apologize for that. I let other people's opinions get in the way, and I should not do that. I am the number one person that says do what you like, and it doesn't matter what anybody else says. So we're just going to jump right back into Duggar time. I missed you guys. I missed your commentary, and I hope you guys are ready because a lot of things have happened. But let's just talk about some things that are happening this week and last week, and let's just dive right into it. So we're waiting for Jinger's baby. Ginger's about to have her second daughter. We know she already has a daughter named Felicity, her and Jeremy. They've got a baby girl, and now they're waiting for their second baby girl. Now, something that's a little bit different about this pregnancy is that she actually was induced in her last pregnancy because she didn't want to go full term because the babies in her family are very, very big. And she was a little bit concerned about giving birth to a 10-pounder. And this time she has decided to wait and not be induced. And she has carried full term, and she is now over and past her due date. So here's what we know so far. Jordan is in town. Jordan Grace Duggar. Super cute. And Jeremy's mom is in town. I'm assuming Michelle is in town as well, and I'm assuming that she took Jordan with her, which is awesome. I think that's pretty neat that Jordan was like specifically invited. Over on my fan page, we were discussing a couple weeks ago whether Jana and Laura would be there, considering that they were there for Felicity's birth, but it doesn't look like they're there yet. They were definitely not there as of yesterday. So maybe it's just different people coming this time. Now, disclaimer. Jed, Jer, and Jana were on a plane yesterday. Jana posted a picture of the three of them on a plane, and a lot of people are assuming that they're on that plane en route to California because Jinger already had the baby. There's a couple of reasons why I don't think that's the case, okay? Number one, they're in like a single wing Cessna, and that's not making it from Arkansas all the way to California, unless you're gonna stop and refuel several times. I don't think anybody is comfortable like traversing the country that much. Like, I have a map here. Like, this is Arkansas, and like LA's like all the way over here. Like, that's a significant journey, guys. I don't think they're making it in that airplane. John's got the big airplane that fits like 10 people. I think that one would make it, but not the little plane that Jared was driving yesterday. Number two, they were in their church clothes, so it was like obviously like right after church that like Jared was like, "Hey, you guys wanna go for a flight?" Jed and Jana were like, "Sure, let's go on a flight. Sounds like fun." But I don't think that they were going all the way. Number three, Jana never like spills the beans. Like she always delayed posts. So why would she post like that picture knowing that people would think that she's on the way to California? I mean, it's just not in Jana's character and not in her pattern of behavior, although she's broken her pattern of behavior a couple of times recently. So by the time this goes live, we might have a baby. I mean, like, by the time I post this, it might be like, you might comment and be like, Ginger had her baby already. But give me your guesses down in the comments, for when the baby's going to be born, if it hasn't been born already. How big the baby is going to be. She's going to be a big girl because she's carrying her so long. And names. Look, I've gone on record saying that I think I like the name Temperance for their baby. I think it makes a lot of sense. Felicity, Temperance, Lissy, Tempe. Temperance Hope, I think, is an awesome name, but I think their name choices are a little bit out there. Nobody expected Felicity, right? So I'm going with Temperance, but a lot of people have a lot of opinions. I could be completely wrong. But moving on, just give me your guesses to what you think the baby's going to be named down there. And if the baby's born already, tell me how excited you are. Give Ginger a congratulations down there. Ginger and Jeremy, we love them. Now, here's the next topic of discussion today. Justin and Claire Spivey, they're engaged, right? I don't even know if I covered this the last time that we were here, but they got engaged a couple of weeks ago, right after Justin turned 18. So like on his 18th birthday, they announced the courtship. Now they said that he had proposed on his 18th birthday, and a lot of people speculate that's not true because Mama Spivey posted a picture like 3 days before that of Justin, Claire, and James, and Justin and Claire were wearing the same clothes they were wearing when they announced their engagement. So some people think that maybe it was a few days before, maybe the family was in town, and they just waited to announce it on his 18th birthday. Guys, it's okay. I mean, it's not a big deal. We're happy for them. We officially are happy for them. Lots of people get married when they're 18 and 19 years old. Okay? But the reason I want to talk about Justin and Claire is because there was a little bit of a situation over on the Duggar fandom Instagram area a few weeks ago, well, last week, that they were blocking people. They were blocking fan pages, actually, like big Duggar fan pages. They didn't block mine. Number one, mine doesn't have a significantly large following, and number two, I have never posted about Justin and Claire, really, except from the story, like maybe congratulations to Justin and Claire. But I don't like take their pictures or anything like that. So I was thinking maybe it's just because they don't want people to copy their pictures. It was really bizarre. It was really weird. Like, why would you block fan pages if the fan pages are the people that are giving you support? The fan pages are the ones that are like defending you. Like, the hate that you're getting is from the general public, but it's not from the fan pages. Well, the next day, people were telling me that they were unblocked. So, I mean, this is a good thing, right? So, obviously, it was a mistake. And a lot of people think it's maybe that they got hacked, which I find really interesting. Like, do you think it was a Duggar snarker who got on there and started blocking all the Duggar fan pages? Kind of like, yeah, I'm blocking all of these people, so now you can only get negative comments on your page. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, like, I'm glad that I didn't get blocked at all. In fact, Mama Spivey liked a comment that I left on like the reply that I made to one of her comments on a page. So, you know, I feel like I'm in their good graces so far. Maybe they don't even understand what my page is. That's cool. Let's keep it that way. But what do you guys think? Why do you guys think it was a hacker? Do you think it was a snarker? Do you think it was just a random person? Why would they only block fan pages, though? That's the question. Food for thought. Moving on to Jill and Derick. You guys know how much I love Jill and Derick. I love Jill. And Derick. I used to like him, then I didn't like him, then he started growing on me again, and now I don't know what to think about him anymore. Like, my opinion on them has just kind of soured over time, and mostly on Derick, because I do feel like Jill is just following whatever Derick says and does and believes at this time. I mean, you could look at my old videos and you could hear more about my opinions on them. But I want to talk a little bit about their latest giveaway on Instagram without going too much into depth, because children watch this video. And it's not only that children watch this video, children watch Jill and Derick and follow them on social media. And this is why I'm a little bit disturbed by their latest giveaway. Now, they're getting a lot of people saying like, oh, I'm so proud of you, this is great. And if you go to their social media, if you go to their Instagram, you can find, I'm not going to go into detail about what it is they're giving away. I'm just going to say that I find it inappropriate for people that are promoting family values and they have young children, and that's the basis of your channel right now, is that you're talking about kid stuff. And then I have to open up my Instagram and see that. And some people say, oh, you know, you're a prude because Jill and Derick are just doing what's best for their marriage, and this is a good thing. Okay. All right. Jill and Derick have been married for 5 years. Okay. I don't know why they need all of this inspiration. Okay. Because they've been talking about all of this inspiration for a long time. This isn't a new thing that they just started like now doing. I don't know. It's a little odd. Okay. Like, and I am not one criticize what anybody does in their own life, in their own house, when the doors are closed. But Derick is, right? So, like, Derick went on this tirade a couple of years ago, remember, about Jazz. But it's not, but the stuff about Jazz didn't bother me as much. I mean, it bothered me, but it didn't bother me as much as what he said about Nate and Jeremiah. and that their family was a travesty. And then he went on like to elaborate that they didn't need to be like, he had no problem with them showcasing their design skills, but it was the fact that they had a kid and they were showing the kid on TV. Like, how dare they? Okay, so like, people having a family bothers you, and people like using their platform and showing their kid bothers you. But this is okay. Like, this is the double standard that I don't get with Jill and Derick, that does not exist with the rest of the Duggars. The rest of the Duggars are very cut and dry about what they believe, and there's a lot of things that they don't comment on. For reasons, who knows? But I think that the Duggars have this this overarching theme that what adults do in their own life is their own life, and what other people do is what other people do. I think that what Jill and Derick are doing right now is disturbing. I think it's attention seeking. I had a couple of people messaging me telling me like, this is just a cry out for attention, number one. This is them not wanting to ever be invited to another Duggar family function. Derick also then left a really crude response. Somebody asked why Justin and Claire were getting married so young, and I'll let you guys research that response on your own because I'm not going to repeat those words here. I just think that he's trying to break a lot of family relationships at this point between Jill and her family, more than what have already been broken. Like, do you think that Jill is going to be invited to walk her brother's wedding after this commentary? I don't know. I don't know that Jill and Justin even have a relationship at this point. I don't know. Like, it's not my problem. But I didn't like it. But what I did like was they posted a Q&A today, and I really enjoyed it. I think it was the Q&A that I enjoyed the most. They had this little banter going on. It was like a little Booth and Brennan-esque banter. Jill was interrupting Derick. I mean, she was feisty. Everybody loves that, right? When a Duggar woman is feisty. Like, who doesn't, right? But I enjoyed their banter. They talked a lot about their courtship, and I guess they had a question about if they could go back and change things that happened in their courtship or how they did their courtship, would they? And they said they would keep a lot of things the same. What I found super interesting was that they talked a lot about courtship for the cameras. So a lot of the things that people think about them are misconceptions because their courtship is actually quite different. One of the things being like that they would Skype, which is, like how we Zoom or FaceTime, unsupervised. So they would talk, and like her parents were not there. They would just be on the computer talking to each other. Obviously she did it with permission, but her parents weren't even in the house. So I think a big misconception with Duggar relationships is that these kids don't know each other at all because they never have a private conversation because their text messages are like group texts. But they even went on to say like, our parents had those group texts, like, but they weren't like involved, like they weren't like responding every 5 minutes. Like it was something that maybe they would peruse later, but it wasn't something that they were highly involved in. And so this idea that, yeah, they did have like a normal like friendship and they did get to know each other before they even started courting, but kind of like TLC didn't show us that. And so it's like this narrative that like, this is like the narrative that they kind of made on the show, but it's not real. And I think it's a good reminder that what we see on Counting On a lot of the times is like a sliver like this big of their lives. Yes, they were in a courtship. Yes, they didn't hold hands until they were engaged. Yes, they didn't kiss until they were married. Yes, they had chaperones. But they spend more time together than what the cameras show you. And I think in Justin and Claire's relationship, we're going to see the same thing. We're just going to see them all of a sudden start courting and then getting engaged like 2 episodes later. It's what we saw with everybody. It's what we saw with Joy. I mean, like, but her and Austin knew each other since they were kids. So like, the impression initially that I got of Austin was like, whoa, what is he doing marrying Joy? Joy's such a little girl, like, and like you guys just like started like a courtship. Like, how are you getting engaged so fast? When in reality, they knew each other their whole lives, but the show doesn't really, I think, show you all of that. And I think it's a good reminder for us. And I really found everything that they were saying on this Q&A super refreshing. But I'm gonna leave you guys with this. Okay, so there's a page on, it's not a fan page, there's a page on Instagram called Duggar Bates Confessions, and it's spectacular. I mean, like, I've been following them for years. They're so good. People send in random like thoughts or things that they've noticed or opinions that they have, and Duggar Bates Confessions reposts it anonymously, and people like leave their commentary. Okay, so I really enjoy the page. Now somebody like just left a confession about Laura, so guess what, I have to talk about it, because you know Jana and Laura is the most important thing on this page, right? You know that those are our favorite people. Okay, so the confession says, enjoy story about family night, you can see a glimpse of Laura. Okay, so Joy this week, I don't know which day, posted a video about family night at the big house. And it's not, okay, so this is how we know that Jana and Laura and other people are not in California yet. And that's how, you know, it's kind of how we had figured it out, because Joy posts this video, a really, you know, quick sweep around. Jessa was wearing pants. I mean, you know, everybody got excited about that, whatever. I could see Ben in the background. I saw Jim Bob, James, Jana, Jed, Jer, Johanna, Austin, and Joy. You know, there was multiple people there and some random dudes that I don't know, friends of the family, right? So they're all there, they're hanging out, and so this confessor points out that Laura was there, and yes, I did notice that Laura was there. Laura's got, like, some dark hair going on right now. She looks great. Okay, so she's sitting on the couch, drinking some coffee. Jessa was up on the whiteboard doing something. I don't know how much attention people were paying. Oh, Josh was there. I saw Josh as well. And his kids were there, too. So, yes, Laura was there. Okay, yes, she's been in the big house all summer, okay? Like, she was there for the election. I put a poll up in my stories on Instagram, a girl that I believe was Laura. And some people disagreed with me, but I 100% think that it was Laura, 'cause she was wearing her Adidas and her hair up, and she was matching with Jana. I mean, like, it was Laura. Like, relax, stop. Okay, so she's been doing construction with James and Jana, doing tiling and things like that. She went kayaking in Arkansas this summer. She's on the lake. She was obviously at family night. She was there 2 nights ago in Arkansas doing some Christmas lights. She did like a really like quick pan of like the Christmas lights. Okay, this is no big deal. Like, we know the girl like practically lives in Arkansas, even though she doesn't. Okay, we know she practically lives in Arkansas, right? And we need to start like normalizing the fact that she's there, like not pointing it out every single time. I am guilty of that, but my whole page is based on what they're doing. Come on, guys, like, you come to my page on Instagram so that you could see what Jana and Laura are doing on the daily. Jana and Laura are super private human beings, okay? So anytime, like, they post, like, a picture, I'm like, oh my gosh, let's dissect this. And we don't go too far into it, but I'm like, oh, here they are. Boom, that's it, okay? So, yes, she's there. We need to normalize the fact that she's there, because she is a part of this family, whether you like it or not, whether you understand how she's a part of this family or not. Whether you like that she's a part of this family or not. I mean, I see a lot of comments online on all different types of pages. It is what it is. She's there, okay? So it's normal already. It should be normal at this point. But it makes me think, like, maybe our speculation about her being there makes her reason for being there more difficult. Does that make sense? I don't like to say things in too many words, because I don't like to speculate about anything publicly, right? About her and her reasons for being in Arkansas. I know that there's a reason that she's there, okay? I think we all know that there's a reason why she's there. I don't think we're sure why it is, but nobody just goes to Arkansas, like, for no reason. Like, obviously she likes being there, and there's something that keeps bringing her back, and that has made her want to be there, you know, semi-permanently. So maybe us talking about it and speculating about it makes things more difficult for her and for them. But somebody brought this up, like they commented under it, and it's like, why are they hiding her? And that's like, I guess, why we speculate, right? And that's why on this page we're always like, justice for Laura, right? I mean, that's what we talk about here all the time, right? So like, why isn't she on the show? Why is she behind the camera? I know she's there, but why aren't you like putting her there? Like, if this is a normal thing, then make it normal. Like, not like I just get a glimpse of her, like when Joy pans her on the camera, or I hear her voice, like when Gideon was being introduced to Evelyn, like I can hear that it's Laura recording, but she can't be on the camera. Like, you take a picture and like you cut her out. Like, this is like a theme, right? So if there's nothing going on, then there's no need to hide things. And if there is something going on, then there's still no need to hide things. Like, let's make it normal. That's like why my whole page exists, right? Like, let's just make this normal. Like, she's a person who is there, who obviously has a purpose in that house. So stop making it weird. I guess that's my my commentary. It's not weird, okay? And if we want this to become normal, we have to start treating it like it's normal. I don't know. Look, all I can tell you is that Justin and Claire were dating for 14 months before they got engaged. We found out about it in September. Okay? So it's November. We found out 2 months ago. They were dating for an entire year before we found out about it. They kept it so tight, which is so hard to do. They kept it so well hidden. And I know that the big part of that is because they want to reveal things on the show. So like, yes, now they told us because they knew he was about to get engaged, but like their story's going to unfold on the show. And so why am I bringing this up? Because it's like the fact that they continue to hide Laura tells me like that maybe something is coming on the show that they're just not ready to show us yet. Something that might save the show. Please. Okay. Look, I don't see any other reason. Like, you're there, then you're on the show. I mean, unless she's really camera shy. But like, if we look at season 5, season 6, season 7, there's a lot of Laura I'm counting on. And then like, it drops off because like those articles started coming out. Okay. I don't know. And then, you know, more sources have come out saying different things. I still think that she should be on the show, and I think she should be included. It's my opinion. Let's make it normal. Let's make it a thing. Before I go, my shoes. My shoes! My shoes. Today I'm wearing some Ewing Athletics. Patrick Ewing has his own shoe line. Did you know that? It kind of matches my shirt. What's gonna match my shirt even more is when my safflowers come in. I have some Yeezy safflowers coming in, and those are really nice. But anyways, these are my shoes. These are my opinions. These are my thoughts. This is Duggar time. If you like it, if you want another video next week, maybe I'll do another video this week. You know what? I'm off. I'm on vacation. So if you guys want another video this week, let me know. And as soon as Jinger has her baby, I'll pop up another video. Until next time, this is Duggar time. I need to give you guys a Bible verse, and I didn't prepare for this one, so I'll just leave you with a good one. John 3:17. For God did not come into the world to condemn it, but to save it. Right? Because John 3:16 says, for God so loved the world that whoever believes in him will never die but have eternal life. And the next verse is like, God didn't come to condemn the world. He came to save it. And nobody's here to be condemned. So share some goodness, share some love. Love each other. Don't condemn each other. Let's save each other. Have a good one, guys. Peace.